we're gonna jump into emergency planning, but I'm gonna invite Supervisor Aaron Kennedy to come up, and he can identify himself and what it is he does. And this was sort of a last minute thing. Okay. He is, okay, come on up. And so he's the head of the disaster planning here in Laguna Woods Village. And I've asked him just to come and identify the program for those. How many people here live in Laguna Woods? Can I see hands? All right, very good. So you should know this if you don't already. So Aaron, I'll take it away.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me again. My name is Aaron Kennedy. I'm the Administrative Services Supervisor for the Laguna Woods Village Department of Security Services. And part of my role is facilitating the Disaster Preparedness Task Force. So I'm here on behalf of that to share important tools that'll help keep residents of Laguna Woods Village informed, connected, and prepared, especially during emergencies. So let's start with Code Red. Are you familiar with Code Red? Okay, very good. It's an emergency alert system that's used in the village. And what it is, it's a service that sends brief, important alerts by phone call, text, or email during emergencies like severe weather, evacuations, power outages, and so forth.
How about earthquakes?
And earthquakes. Sure. Okay, sorry about that. So why it matters. It helps us all stay informed and safe, especially at times when every second counts. And how do you sign up? Visit lagunawoodsvillage.com. You'll click the red and black Code Red icon at the bottom of any page. You'll fill out the form or register through your resident portal. I've actually brought forms for you if you care to take one and fill them out.
I've got some too.
They're over on the table over there. And then once you fill those out, you can take them to resident services and turn them in there. Alert OC. Is anybody familiar with Alert OC? So Alert OC is our county-wide notification system. So in addition to Code Red, residents can also sign up for the Alert OC, Orange County's emergency notification system. In order to do that, you'll go to their website. I have all the links also on another form over there that'll have the Code Red link. It'll have the OC, Alert OC link as well. And with that link, you'll get time-sensitive updates by phone, text, or email from the county during regional events like wildfires or earthquakes. How many felt that earthquake today? Yeah. So signing up ensures you stay connected beyond the village as well. Fire updates from the Orange County Fire Authority. So to stay updated on local fire activity, you can visit ocfa.org, or you can follow the Orange County Fire Authority on social media. Their X or Twitter is at OC Fire Authority. They post real-time fire alerts, evacuation notices, and safety tips as well. In a disaster, every helping hand matters. Laguna Woods Village has several volunteer roles that support community response. If you're interested, we encourage you to get involved. We have the Good Neighbor Captain program, where you share alerts and help neighbors prepare.
Go ahead.
Identify residents with special needs, report injuries to the nearest reporting center, and help nearby buildings if their captain is unavailable. We also have the clubhouse coordinator. With the clubhouse coordinator, you're assigned to a clubhouse and you help lead emergency response at that clubhouse. You will assign volunteer duties and open the disaster cabinet for first aid responders. We also have an amateur radio club here in the village that also assists with emergency communications. In the event of an emergency, they're going to be basically a frontline response to help us get communications out from the clubhouses. In order to be an amateur radio operator, you must hold an FCC license. If you're interested, we do have forms available through the Laguna Woods Village website under Security Services. And if you scroll down to the bottom of that page, you'll see the documents for Disaster Preparedness Task Force. So why does this all matter? Emergencies are unpredictable, but being prepared doesn't have to be. Automated alerts like Code Red and Alert OC give you timely updates. Local resources like the Orange County Fire Authority keep you informed about fire and safety threats. The volunteer roles keep the community resilient and connected. And most importantly, we all look out for one another. Thank you for having me today. I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have. And again, for the information on the links or to sign up for Code Red, those documents are over on the table to my left. Thank you. Any questions?
I would like to tell everybody that you have one of your handouts that shows resources. And on the handout is a link to AOC Alert or AC Alert. What is it?
OC Alert.
OC Alert. This one. And it also has a instruction how to get to the Laguna Woods where you can actually sign up for Red. But then you also have a form. So you have the form in your handout, the Laguna Woods form. Even if you don't live here in Laguna Woods, you can fill it out and give it to a family member who's out of town, which is information. It's very good information. Any questions for Supervisor Kennedy? I miss you. You didn't get any handouts. Did you get a second? Yeah, thank you. Okay. Okay, Barbara has a question. I'll get to you.
What does Code Red mean?
It's just our name for our alert system. That's all it is. It's just identified as Code Red. Yes, Laguna Woods Village.
So I'm going to put the bug in Supervisor Kennedy's ear. There is something called 911 Smart 911. And any community can belong to it. And what this program is, it's a program where you complete information and it goes to Smart 911 and then it's available to the 911 system. So if you call 911 and you are a member, the information pops up. They know you're here. They know if you need oxygen. They know if you use a wheelchair. Whatever information you provide, it is provided to Smart 911. But the community has to join. And I'm just in the beginning stages of learning what that is. But I would love for you guys to look that up and see if Laguna Woods can belong to that system.
Definitely. I've never heard of that system, but it sounds great, and I will definitely look into it.
Yes.
The fire alarms for people that they could get from the fire department that are super, super loud. For people who cannot hear when they take their hearing aids out. For a period of time after COVID, they weren't available. Do you know anything about the super loud fire alarms?
I'm not familiar, but I can check with the Orange County Fire Authority and see if they're going to start offering that again, or if they are in fact offering that again.
Who talked about the program where they can do desktop or nightstand alerts. And what happens is it has a smoke detector in it, and it strobe light to wake the dead, and very large, long alarm. Now, having told you that, I just recently purchased 2 smoke alarms with a strobe light that I'm going to have installed, hardwired, in my co-op. And I'm letting Laguna Woods know about it. And a gentleman who used to work for Laguna Woods is going to come and install it. And yes, I have to pay for it. And yes, I have to pay for the alarm. But there are smoke alarms that if you go, when I go to bed and take off my instruments, my cochlear implant and my hearing aid, I'm deaf. I hear nothing. My dog can bark right in my ear on the bed, and I don't hear it. I've had people come and ring the doorbell. The only reason why I heard it or knew about it is I have an alert system, which I've had since 2000, that when somebody rings my doorbell, it's plugged into a lamp that flashes and my bed shakes. And I will be talking about these kinds of things, give you more information. If you're deaf, don't depend on your spouse. Your spouse may be on vacation in the hospital, not feeling well, may not hear an alarm. You need to protect yourself. And so I recommend you get some kind of an alert system, and I'll be more than happy to have programs that will cover that. Yes, Mama.
Yeah, like Toni, I'm also just deaf. I wouldn't hear anything. I recently got 5 smoke alarms put out in the house. They're smoke alarm and carbon monoxide combined, and they have strobe lights. And they do beep differently. If you hear it, you'll hear the sounds different for a fire as opposed to carbon monoxide. I checked with the Orange County Fire Authority before doing this, wondering if they didn't have anything that they were giving to people who are hard of hearing or deaf. And they said, no, they didn't have a program for that this time. So I knew I had to do it myself, go and get the installed. And so I know the strobe light would be.
When the Orange County Fire Authority was giving them away, it was because they got a grant. And so it was a donation. And the firemen would actually come out and set it up for you as a loan too. So we can check and see. I definitely check and see if that program is being reignited. Okay. Any other questions? Did I miss anybody? Okay.
Thank you very much. Have a great rest of your day. Hey, Toni.
I love living in Laguna Woods. All right. Okay, so he talked about the fire hazard severity zone. So you probably can't read it from where you are, but if you can see, if you can see my mouse, right here is Laguna Woods. Can you see that? Oh, this is Laguna Woods. The fire danger exists primarily at gate 11 and the gate on the other side. That doesn't mean any one of us couldn't be exposed to a fire. The Los Angeles chapter of the Hearing Loss Association has a couple who lives in Altadena who got out of their house in time, but their house was burned to the ground, totally burned to the ground. So it travels fast. It was windy. So I'm just saying there is a hazard even here in Laguna Woods. Okay, the next I want you to find in your handout there. I got it from, I have to give credit, I got it from the Village Breeze. So every Laguna Woods resident gets the Village Breeze. How many people get the Village Breeze? All right. And these are 2 pages that I took out and I copied, and here they are. So I'm not going to get into everyday fire or disaster preparation, but I did want you to have this information. So I'm providing it to you. The one thing I want to point out on the page that says, now is the time, you really need to print out a page, and it could be that page right there, or the page that you have, and fill it completely out. List your allergies, medical conditions, medications, blood type, local contacts, next of kin, and out of area contacts. And the idea is to store this in the cloud. Most of you should be able to store this on Google Drive. And if you do that, and I'll help you, or I will show you where you can get help, you can access those documents from your smartphone. Also, you want to share this information with people you don't live with outside of the community, in another state, in Los Angeles, San Diego, wherever, so that you always have access to this information if you have to flee your house and you can't come back. I'm going to go on with more information, but this document tells you how to set it up and what you should put in your go bag. There's the other page is some preparation for your pets. I just wanted you to have that. Don't forget your pets. If you have pets, whether it's a bird, a cat, a dog, whatever, prepare a go bag for them, which includes some food, medicine, etc., a leash. So this is for you to read at home. This is the form. You have a copy of it. This is the emergency form that Supervisor Kennedy was referring to, and you can fill it out. And it's good. It's good to share, even if you don't live in the community. Share it with somebody outside of the community. All right. This is for everybody who's got hearing loss. We're getting specific now. You should have this adding a medical ID to your smartphone. And I noticed most of you had smartphones. So this is information that you can pull up. Let's see. So this is the form. Okay, you see it there. If you're an iPhone user and you're struggling with this, I suggest you take your form and go to the Mac Club in the community center. And one of the volunteers will help you input this information in your iPhone. If you have an Android phone, and you're struggling and you can't do it, I suggest you take this form and go to the PC club. It's right next door to the Mac club in the community center. You can get this done, and there is help. So it's very important so that emergency people, emergency responders, if you have a smartphone, they like to access your information on the spot if they need it. So I highly recommend you follow this. The next page is you got some homework to do. You fill out the top, you want to know your insurance policy, your agent's name, if you have a combination to your safe. Again, this is stuff you keep in the cloud on your phone. And in case of emergency contact, it says your ICE contact. That just means in case of emergency. It has nothing to do with Border Patrol or anything like that. ICE contact and ICE phone number. So that's where I would put my daughter and her phone number. The next part is really important. And this is where you have to do you want to put the name of your provider for your hearing aids, the address and the phone number. And below that, you want to put in the make and the model of your current hearing aid or serial number of your current cochlear implant. And here's why. I've learned since the LA fire that a lot of people lost their hearing aids. But because they could provide this information, they were able to get replacements very quickly. Now, the couple in Altadena did not have this. It's very slow go. I mean, and the audiologist's office or the hearing aid dispenser's office burned down too. Where are you going to get that information? So I'm saying this, do your homework, fill this out, store it in the cloud, and feel safe and comfortable. And do that for both sides, the right side and the left side. This is not information that you're going to get from a standard emergency preparedness meeting. Okay, Anne. And by the way, this is Anne Mundell Noel. She is the owner of Amazing Hearing. She's an audiologist, and she's been an audiology advisor for this club since I think 2014 or 15. So she or a representative from the office, Dr. Gabby comes, and she's here to answer any questions you have anytime.
Thank you. That information Toni just told you is very important because the manufacturers want to help those people in need. So if we know who it is that has lost their hearing aids, they have been giving them replacement hearing aids for free. So they want to be helpful. So this is really important. The other thing I'll add that she'll probably get to in your to-go bag is that if you have an older set of hearing aids that are rechargeable, you need to put them in the charger about every 3 or 4 months to recharge their charge, because it wouldn't do any good to go to your backup hearing aids if they're in your to-go bag and they were dead. Obviously, if you wear hearing aids with batteries, that is different. But the rechargeable, we tell people to put them on a little note to yourself every 3 or 4 months to charge them up.
Thank you. Why don't you give that to Ellen here? So you have another handout. It's called the Go Bag Add-ons for people with hearing loss. I've listed several things. Obviously, take your hearing aids, wear your hearing aids. If you have any backup hearing aids, any older ones or a spare, bring those. I didn't think about recharging them if they are rechargeable. Every once in a while, recharge them. If you use batteries, be sure to pack batteries, cochlear implant batteries, hearing aid batteries, and by the way, if you're using hearing aids and bought batteries recently, you probably can't open the package. It's an adult-proof package. So this is what I recommend. See this little pill bottle? Okay, if you take all of those hearing aid batteries out at one time and put them in something, you'll ruin them. They will, they can't clang together. They're zinc batteries. They really need to be separated. So I found this very small pill container, and I can put 7 batteries in there. And they can bang around in here, but they're not banging metal to metal. So I highly recommend, if you're taking the hearing aid batteries out of the adult-proof packages, you put them in something like this. You could find something else, but I just found this to be very easy. Okay. A hearing aid charger. Yes, somebody have a question? Oh, Daniel? Mike is coming to you.
So,
Yes. So if you have any old packages that are easy, you can put them in there instead. That works. I found some of them fell out. So for me, I travel every week, so I just found this was easier for me. So do what works for you, what you're able to do. Also, you want to bring devices and batteries for those devices that, if you have a personal amplifier, like a pocket talker, or if you have a personal FM system, you probably need to learn about those things, but if you already have one, make sure that that's in your go bag if you use that. Wax guards and wax removal pick and brush. If you get wax in your hearing aid, you'll be able to remove it. Power banks. So a power bank is a portable source of energy. I brought a couple to show you. I have one I carry with me all the time. I got it on Amazon, and I can plug this into my smartphone and it'll charge it. I can put anything in here that would take any USB plug, and then whatever plug you need for the item you want to charge, you can use that cable. This one came with a cable that goes with my smartphone. But also, this is you can charge this at home electrically, and if you're out and about and you use it up, it's a solar charger. So you can put this in the sun and it'll renew its energy. So these are available on Amazon and I have one of each. I keep this in my car. I keep the other one in my purse. So the next thing advised is a hearing aid dryer or dehumidifier. I have an electric one, but you can get a little, I got this as a matter of fact from Amazing Hearing, and you put your devices in here and it will draw the moisture out of them. And I'll tell you, if you are in an emergency situation, you're probably sweating buckets. So I advise you have a dehumidifier for your hearing devices. You could put cochlear implants in here, and you can put your hearing aids in here. And talk to your hearing aid provider about getting one of these. Okay, Ziploc bags. That's an excellent thing to keep batteries dry and just to sort out stuff. And a flashlight with extra batteries. That's probably on the residents' to-go list I provided you with Laguna Woods recommendations for go bags, but these are the standard go bag items. So what I gave you on that handout is specific for people with hearing loss. So, any questions? Any questions at all? Okay, and I mentioned to you a little earlier that I gave you a resource page. So there's some people that really like to dig in and get more information. So the map that I showed you, the zone map, that you got a link to that. There's a Laguna Woods fire map. There's an information sheet, which is the one I showed you where to put your serial number of your hearing aids. There's one for the red alert. There's a link for that. There's the one for the Ready OC. And for those people who really like to get into it, there's a shelter in place preparation. So if you can't leave your house, how should you prepare? You don't need a go bag, or actually you could probably use your go bag and not go anywhere, but you'd be ready for an emergency. So there's information about that. And then there's another handout that you can get online, is what you need to last 2 weeks in case of an emergency. So that's beyond what I wanted to talk about today. What I wanted to talk about today was those things that get you interested in emergency planning and show you what you need that has to do with your hearing aids, etc. So, any other questions? While you're thinking about it, there's one thing that I wanted to mention that doesn't have anything to do with emergency planning. It was something at the top of the list that I wanted to tell you, is that we're changing our name. Club started in 2011 as the Hearing Well Club, and we've been meeting all this time. And then in 20 or 21, we merged with the Hearing Loss Association of America Mission Viejo Chapter. So we've been operating under that name, but we've changed our name again. This is going to be the final name change. There's a lot of people who think you have to live in Mission Viejo to come to the chapter meeting, and that's just not the case. So we have changed our name with the IRS and with the Attorney General's office, Secretary of State, all the places legally. We are now the Orange County Chapter. So we hopefully that will have an appeal. You know, before the pandemic, we averaged 80 to 100 people at meetings, and we're not seeing that much now. And I think our name identity, people know us as Hearing Well Club for years and years, and they're not seeing messages from the Hearing Well Club. So somehow or another, we got to get the word out. And somebody mentioned to me yesterday, I was talking to, and said, you know, Hearing Loss Association of America Orange County Chapter, not only is that long, but it sounds commercial. What are you selling? And we don't sell anything. I would like you to think back in your mind about self-help groups. And that's what this is. This is a self-help group. We may introduce to you products and things you should know about, but we don't sell anything. I don't get any commissions on anything. I don't get any royalties. The club doesn't get anything. So this chapter depends on your participation, because I want to hear about your experiences. So has anyone had to flee or evacuate from an emergency? Just tell me. Anybody? No. You're lucky. Okay. There's a lady who lives now down in Carlsbad, and she lived in I think it was Paradise, Northern California. The whole town wiped out. She ran with her life and she's now living with her daughter. That was several years ago. You probably heard about it. So I wish she was here. Occasionally she comes here if she can get a ride. Carlsbad's a little far away. But she's had to start over completely and living with her daughter. So I just want to help you in every way I can. There's so many things I want to talk to you about, ways that you can help yourself, and ask that you please contribute your experience. Next month, our meeting, we're going to be talking about over-the-counter hearing aids. Now, I've had this meeting a couple of times, but we're not having a professional. Hopefully, Ann or Dr. Gabby will be here that can fill in when we need some professional information. But, and Bob Rennie, who's sitting in the back, he's our acting secretary for the chapter, and it's something that he really enjoys reading about and collecting information. So he's going to share information, and I'm hoping that people who have tried over the counter hearing aids will come and talk to about their experience. You've seen Joe Namath, right? Advertising his you get 2 hearing aids for $200. Well, what's that about? Did anybody buy that? Anybody try it? Where are they? Are you wearing them? Is it successful? Let's share this kind of information. Okay. Let's see. Do I have any more slides? Okay, it's time for questions. And I don't see there are any. So I just for my own information, how did you hear about this meeting? I'm trying some new advertising sources. So how many people saw the Globe listing in the club listing in the Globe? Okay, 1, 2. How many people saw a flyer in the clubhouse? All right, yay, that worked. And how many people saw an ad on Nextdoor? You know, Nextdoor sends me information after a day or two and tells me how many people have viewed my post. And sometimes it's over 12,000. So you'd think somebody would come. I think that's amazing. So anyway, any questions? It doesn't even have to be about emergency planning. We're going to be making a little change to our meetings, in the sense that we won't always have a professional. It's going to be topic based, and we want to hear more from you. And there was another point I wanted to make, and I lost it. Okay. Yes. Okay. Somebody, you have a little yellow slip of paper, a feedback form. So it's optional. If you could fill it out and leave it at the front desk or leave it here. Just tell me what you thought about today's program. Give me an idea of what you'd like to talk about, and we'll go from there. Okay, so the next meeting it's on your May the 12th, May the 12th, and we're going to be talking about over-the-counter hearing aid. Please share this with your friends and your neighbors, and sign up for my email list. I'm going to be starting to send out juicy tips for people with hearing loss. You know, for example, the idea that you got to keep your hearing aid battery separate. There's a whole slew of things, but it's really important if you would please tell a friend. You know, the neighbor whose TV blasts. Well, I think that person might have a hearing loss. And just be kind and gentle and just say, well, maybe you can learn something new at the hearing loss support group. See, we're all in different places on this hearing loss journey. So any question you ask right now doesn't have to be about emergency planning. So any question you have about visits to how to select a hearing aid provider, and any questions about testing, anything like that. And if you want to come and talk to me personally, I'm open to that. Just let me know. We'll set an appointment. I think the next date is April the 22nd at 2 o'clock. So if you will email me or call me or text me, and I'll let you know where it is. Yes, Ann?
Are there any more clubhouses on the agenda coming up that are ready to be looped? Or what's the status of the looping in the village?
Be linked? Looped? Okay, well, we have 15.
Do you have more coming? Are there more that are coming up?
Do we have more coming?
More loops in more clubhouses.
Okay. Here's a map. Each clubhouse has a list of the rooms that have a hearing loop. So we have 7 clubs, and every clubhouse has meeting rooms that are looped, except for Clubhouse 4. So the boardroom in the community center, the PC club in the community center, Clubhouse 1 in the main ballroom, and it used to be called the art room. I don't know what it's called these days. Clubhouse 2, there's 2 small meeting rooms that are acoustically terrible, and then there's the big ballroom. They all have hearing loops. Clubhouse 3, the theater, has a hearing loop. Dining room 1, dining room 2 has a hearing loop. Clubhouse 5, the latest, has a hearing loop. So if you go to Saddleback Church, those people have been hounding me to get a hearing loop in Clubhouse 5. It has it. So if you like to go to those Chicago clubs and all those things where they have the impersonators, all that, comedians, they're the hardest people to understand. But with a hearing loop, you've got half a chance. Because whenever they do the joke, the punchline goes low. So, but you should be able to hear it with your t-coil equipped hearing devices. So that was fun. And Clubhouse 6 has, in their main meeting room, they have a loop. And Clubhouse 7, we got one here. So there you go. This explains it all. The main thing is we got to get you hooked up. So you need to talk to your hearing aid provider and get your hearing aids activated. And so if you don't know if you have one or not, be sure to get one of these cards and read it. Take it to your audiologist or hearing aid dispenser and say, please activate my t-coil. There's an 80% chance you have one. Okay. That's it. Thank you all for coming, and I hope you will join us on May the 12th, and we will always have a segment where you can ask any question you want. Thank you.